Egypt is a country known for its history and great civilizational heritage. Particularly, its magnificent structures stand out, such as the pyramids of Giza. But the Egypt of today is not just about the past. Instead, it is looking towards the future with great ambition. And nowhere is this more obvious than the new $58 billion capital that's under the works, which will be unlike anything you've ever seen before. As part of Egypt's Vision 2030, this project was started in 2015. While it doesn't have a name yet, the project is being labeled as NAC for now, which stands for New Administrative Capital. It is located about 28 miles outside of Cairo, the capital of Egypt. Expected to house a 6.5 million population and important government buildings, the NAC is supposed to be the solution for Cairo's congestion problems. But it's also a lot more. It is a mark of a new Egypt that's forward-looking, green and ambitious. The structure of the city will be very unique. Running through the city will be the Green River Park, which, if seen from above, resembles the Nile running through Egypt. If you thought Central Park in New York was massive, then you're in for a surprise. This park is 6 times bigger than Central Park. It runs throughout the city, giving it a green center accessible from almost anywhere and measures about 35 kilometers long in total. It cost a pretty penny to build too, just around $600 million. And it's an investment definitely well worth, since around 370,000 people will be passing through it every day. So they ought to get the experience of a lifetime, and they definitely will. Most likely you'll enter this extravagant city in a plane. As stunning as it looks from the sky, you would expect to be dazzled once you're on the ground too. And it will exceed your expectations as your plane finally lands at the city's airport, which cost a whopping $300 million alone to build. It is massive, with an area of 5,000 square meters, and will host about 1 million passengers a year. The airport is a marvel on its own, and will undoubtedly deliver the sense of luxury and refinement that this city is all about. The city, being the capital, would be the center for events and exhibitions of all sorts. And the planners certainly thought of that, as there is an entire expo city being built to host every kind of exhibit and showcase that the latest and greatest that Egypt has to offer. They are certainly very serious about that and sparing no expense at this with a cost of $20 million. But the city isn't all about grown-ups either. In fact, there is an amusement park here that's even bigger than Disneyland itself. To be precise, it's 4 times as large, so you're sure to give the kids a blast if you visit or live here and have some fun yourself too. And if you're wondering how all of this even gets powered, well, the city has that figured out already. Having a futuristic outlook, it has decided to go green by harnessing the sun's energy. For this purpose, a massive solar park is being built on the outskirts of the city that will reliably power the city while having a minimal impact on the environment. And as expected, the capital will house all important government buildings. The most impressive of these is perhaps the Octagon, which is the army headquarters like the Pentagon in the USA. The Octagon is being built at a cost of $123 million. In addition to that, you'll find the ministries buildings and the House of Representatives. One thing that Egypt takes the most pride in is its artistic and cultural heritage. And so these two aspects are at the forefront of this city, with an entire district dedicated to showcasing Egyptian art and culture. They really have spared no expense for this, since it will come around to cost about $20 billion. That's just under half of the cost of the entire city. So if you're an admirer of the arts and take an interest in history, you'll have an experience here that's second to none. By now, you might have already guessed that in order to live well in this great city, your pockets would have to be heavy. Well, you guessed it right. You certainly need a large pocket, but not literally, since this city, as part of its futuristic outlook, is designed to run on digital currency. With this digital currency, you can treat yourself to one of the finest shopping experiences at the Super Mall, which will house top-class luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and Gucci. And then, when you're ready to end the day, you have plenty of options to choose from. The sky's the limit here, both literally and figuratively. We'll talk about how that can literally be the case, but figuratively, it's because you can get a penthouse suite here in one of the numerous 5-star hotels, going up to $50,000 a night. As we mentioned previously, the sky quite literally is the limit in this city, with 20 skyscrapers that will grace the skyline here. One of them is the massive iconic tower. This 386-meter tall structure is being built at $3 billion. But perhaps the tower that will stand out the most would be the Obelisko Capitol, which will actually reach an entire kilometer into the sky. For reference, the Obelisko Capitol is taller than the Burj Khalifa, and that will make this the tallest building in the world. For folks interested in business, this city has an entire business district which will actually house the $44.2 billion Egyptian Stock Exchange building too. When you come out of your exquisite abode to start the day fresh, you can visit one of the VIP golf courses around here and enjoy your well-deserved weekend break. However, these golf courses are reservation-based only, so you'd have to plan a bit ahead, but we're sure it will be more than worth it. For sports enthusiasts, this city will certainly not disappoint, to say the least. It has an entire sports city with a capacity of 7,000 people. Here you can play any sport you want, whether it's handball, squash or racquetball. For swimmers, there is an aquatic center complete with an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And since sports can sometimes lead to injury, they have covered that as well, with state-of-the-art health facilities right there. But one of the most loved sports by Egyptians, football, gets its own special treatment, with a whopping billion-dollar stadium. This will have the capacity to host 90,000 fans, so you can expect the biggest and best of Egyptian football here. And last but not least, this city will house one of the largest and most expensive mosques ever built. The Loli Mosque is a stunning structure with 21 domes and 4 minarets. It can house 1,700 worshippers, and it is Egypt's largest mosque. As a matter of fact, it is the second largest in terms of total area. The mosque also has an administrative building for 60 workers. The mosque covers 110 hectares, and a third of it is laced with greenery. This mosque was built at a cost of $250 million and was finished within just 15 months, all ready for inauguration. It received global attention and acclaim. Along with this, the city also houses the largest cathedral in the Middle East, known as the Cathedral of the Nativity of Christ. Since about 10% of the Egyptian population is Christian, this cathedral is a delight within Egypt and across the world. In fact, its inauguration was welcomed by the then US president as a step towards inclusivity. The design of the cathedral was inspired by Noah's Ark, in line with the Coptic tradition. Within the cathedral, you'll find the main square along with papal headquarters and a reception hall. There is a meeting room and various administrative offices too. And to make it convenient for visitors and workers alike, there is also a 2-story underground garage to park cars and a separate service building for the cathedral. The cathedral also has 2 lighthouses with a distinct design and multiple bells at their top. So that was Egypt's stunning new capital. What were your favorite parts about it? And what do you think this futuristic, lavish and impressive city tells us about the direction Egypt is headed in? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.